Sit back and enjoy an hour of fascinating facts you didn't know. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get started.
This is the smelliest plant in the world, known as the giant arum, or Bunga Benkai. It can reach up to about 6.5 feet in height and weigh more than approximately 265 pounds. It is native to the tropical rainforests of Indonesia, and in addition to its incredible size, it has a foul odor similar to rotting flesh, which is why it is also known as the corpse flower. The function of this unpleasant smell is to attract pollinating insects such as beetles and carrion flies that help with the plant's reproduction. According to a study conducted by the University of Newcastle in the United Kingdom, an average person ingests approximately 0.011 ounces of microplastics each week, which is equivalent to the weight of a credit card. These microplastics are found in our food and drinks due to environmental pollution. Pandas are known for being clumsy and are often seen falling from branches or rolling downhill in videos. However, due to their fur and the fact that they are accustomed to these falls, they generally do not get hurt. Hitesh Patel creates dance routines using his hands and feet. His level of coordination is truly astonishing.
The Great Sphinx of Giza has a tail. If the Sphinx is observed from the back, the tail can clearly be seen tucked along the right side.
William Shakespeare, in addition to being one of the most renowned writers of all time, was also a businessman. He used to buy large quantities of seeds, grains, and cereals, and then sell them at high prices when there was scarcity. But he stopped doing this when the government discovered it and prohibited him.
This is the statue of Qin Hui, a corrupt politician from the 12th century, considered by the people to be a traitor. Because of this, the statues of his family have been cursed, spat on, and vandalized for centuries.
The eyes of Budapest roller pigeons are enormous and look like they came out of a cartoon. These birds are known for their peculiar appearance, making them a rare spectacle. In southern Sulawesi, Indonesia, the oldest figurative cave art was discovered, a painting of a wild pig and 3 human figures that is at least 168,000 years old. This discovery, made by Australian and Indonesian scientists, surpasses the previously known oldest cave art by 5,000 years and pushes back the moment when modern humans demonstrated creative thinking. This small Playmobil boat traveled thousands of miles at sea over several months. The toy belongs to 2 Scottish brothers under 10 years old. To measure the journey of the pirate ship, they placed a GPS device on it, just before including a message in case someone found it. The message asked the person to return it to the sea, so it could continue its journey.
The pink grasshopper is a color variant of the common grasshopper caused by a genetic mutation called erythrism. This pink coloration is rare and makes grasshoppers more visible to predators, giving them a disadvantage in nature. Only 1 out of every 500 grasshoppers is born with this condition, making them very difficult to find.
The coco de mer is the largest nut species on the planet. Native to the islands of Praslin and Curios in the Seychelles, this seed can weigh up to around 66 pounds.
In the year 2020, a bear with a box on its head was captured on camera at a military base in Turkey while climbing to the top of a communications tower. It is not known how the bear got the box on its head, but fortunately it managed to come down on its own without suffering any harm.
The proboscis monkey is known for its large, bulbous nose, which is more prominent in adult males. Although many consider it one of the ugliest animals in the world, females tend to prefer males with larger noses.
Fire pan is an Indian snack that is eaten while wrapped in flames. It is a common recipe in India, but a newer variation made it possible to eat it while it is on fire. The idea emerged at a food stall in Delhi when a customer claimed to have been cured of ulcers after being served one. Since then, many people have tried this curious snack, contributing to its success.
One of the earliest known orthodontic treatments was found on an Egyptian mummy more than 4,000 years old. The ancient Egyptians used metal bands to align teeth, showing their early interest in dental correction.
The first message ever sent over the internet was in 1969 and consisted of the letters LO. The intention was to send the word login, but the computer crashed after the first 2 letters. At that time, the internet was nothing like what we know today, but the foundations were already being conceived. Meet the dead leaf butterfly, known for its impressive camouflage that allows it to blend in perfectly. This camouflage is so effective that it can confuse predators into thinking it is just a leaf rather than a butterfly.
This thief painted his face green so he would not be easily recognized. The individual was a Russian criminal who believed he could deceive authorities by using this color to hide his identity. After committing the robbery, His victims describes him as a green-colored man, and within less than an hour, the local police system was on alert. It was very easy to capture this criminal, because despite trying to cover his face, he actually became very easy to recognize in the crowd, showing that camouflage tactics do not always work.
There is a store in the state of Alabama that sells unclaimed lost luggage. It is called Unclaimed Baggage and sells items abandoned at airports that were never claimed by their owners.
This is Jito, a Cuban chick that was born with 4 legs. The back legs lack mobility and make the animal a bit slower and clumsier. This anomaly is called polymelia and is relatively common.
This carnivorous plant called Drosera stolonifera appears to have dewdrops on its leaves to attract insects. When an insect lands on its leaves, the plant traps it and feeds on it by using digestive enzymes to break it down and absorb nutrients. This strategy is a fascinating adaptation that allows it to survive in nutrient-poor soils.
This was Smokey, a heroic dog during the Second World War. Found during the fighting in New Guinea in 1944, she ended up with Captain William Wynne, whom she accompanied for 2 years on all his dangerous missions. The dog survived 150 air raids and once saved 250 crew members by carrying out a mission that only someone her size could accomplish, running a telegraph line to an airfield through a pipe.
The project An Egg Without a Chicken was led by designer Annie Larkins. This project seeks to offer a sustainable alternative to traditional eggs, using ingredients such as pea protein and alginate, a chemical substance derived from algae. The egg created does not come from any animal and was designed to imitate both the taste and the nutritional value of a traditional egg. This project was presented at the Dutch Design Week Fair in Eindhoven.
The movie Tales of Terror from 1962 includes a story based on the short story The Black Cat by Edgar Allan Poe. For the film, an audition was held to find the perfect black cat, and 152 black cats attended the audition. Filming took place on a Hollywood set, and several cats were selected for roles in the movie.
Tree growth rings are concentric layers of woody cells that form periodically and record climatic conditions throughout the life of the tree. Scientists can analyze these rings to learn about historical events, such as droughts, volcanic eruptions, and fluctuations in solar activity.
The caracal uses 20 muscles in 3 different groups to control each of its ears. These ears act like parabolic sound antennas, and it is believed that the long tufts at the tips improve its hearing by channeling sounds towards its ears.
The tokay is a large and colorful species of gecko. Its name comes from its characteristic call that sounds like tokay. It is a nocturnal and arboreal species found in Asia and some Pacific islands.
These were the prehistoric versions of the bottles or baby feeders we use today. They date back to the year 1200 before Christ, and the most impressive thing is that they still contain milk residue inside.
In the United States, close to 1,700 people become millionaires every day. In addition, this country is home to approximately 40% of the wealthy people in the world, with more than 19 million wealthy individuals, a number that continues to grow every day. The reason for this phenomenon is attributed to its economic system, broad access to credit, lower taxes in certain parts of the country, and other factors.
Cryptozoology is the study of animals whose existence has not been proven, such as the Yeti, the Loch Ness Monster, and the Chupacabra. These creatures have captured the public's imagination and generated debates about the possibility of species unknown to science.
Known by some as the resurrection plant, the Rose of Jericho is a plant that has the ability to survive for many years in drought conditions. And when it comes into contact with water, in just a few hours it comes back to life, changing from brown to an intense green color. Associated with good luck, protection, and purification, there are many myths and legends surrounding it.
This is the most famous geyser in Iceland. It is called Stroker and is located in the geothermal area near the city of Reykjavik. It's famous because it can erupt every 4 minutes, although sometimes it can take up to 8 minutes. However, it erupts very frequently. In addition, when it erupts, the water can reach an impressive height of up to approximately 131 feet.
High heel racing is a sport that is held annually in different cities across Russia and has also reached Mexico and other parts of the world. In this competition, women run wearing stiletto heels of at least approximately 4 inches in height. Walking in such unstable shoes is already a real challenge. Now imagine running in them. Despite the many falls, the prices are usually quite tempting, although they also come with a great deal of foot pain.
The death of one of nature's most beautiful plants produces what looks like a cluster of hundreds of tiny miniature skulls. The snapdragon, the eerie plant that looks like a skull when it dries, blooms in spring and is commonly found in the Mediterranean region. Its most common colors are pink and white, and if it is not cared for precisely, the end of the plant will be imminent due to its delicacy.
Meet the frilled neck lizard. It is a species of lizard from the Agamidae family, endemic to northern Australia and southern New Guinea. Its name comes from the large frill around its neck, which usually remains folded against the lizard's body. This lizard is relatively large, with an average total length of approximately 34 inches, and it was a major inspiration for the Dilophosaurus in Jurassic Park.
When Mario was created, 8-bit graphics did not allow for many details. For this reason, his creator, Shigeru Miyamoto, decided to give him a mustache to distinguish the separation between his eyes, mouth, and nose. In addition, the use of a hat made it possible to avoid having to detail his hair, resulting in an iconic and easily recognizable design.
It was discovered that in places where lightning strikes the ground, more mushrooms tend to grow. What was once thought to be a myth was finally proven. It is believed that electricity activates enzymes that promote their growth. Ice cream, one of the most popular desserts in the world, has a history that dates back to ancient China, where mixtures of ice and fruit were prepared. In Europe, it was introduced in Italy by Marco Polo in the 13th century, after his return from Asia. Ice cream quickly became popular in European courts, and today there are countless flavors and varieties, from traditional to exotic.
The scene in Titanic in which Rose, played by Kate Winslet, spits on Cal Hockley, played by Billy Zane, was actually improvised by Winslet. Originally, the script indicated that Rose should slap him. However, during filming, Kate felt that reaction did not fit the character she was portraying, so in a moment of intensity, she decided to spit in his face, creating a memorable and authentic scene. This is the oldest chewing gum in the world. It was found in Sweden and is believed to be more than 9,000 years old. It was made from tree resin and sweetened with honey. The emu and the kiwi are two very different birds. Emus measure up to approximately 6.2 feet in height, while kiwis barely reach about 18 inches. What is curious is that both species lay eggs of almost the same size. An emu egg represents only 2% of the mother's weight, while a kiwi egg represents 20%. That is a lot. To put it into perspective, a human baby about to be born represents 5% of the mother's total weight.
This is the Hoba meteorite, the largest on Earth. It was discovered in 1920 at the Hoba West Farm in Namibia, Africa. It weighs approximately 73 short tons, but despite its enormous size and its iron and nickel composition, it caused no disaster in the area where it fell and has remained intact in the same place for 80,000 years.
The jellyfish Turritopsis dohrnii, known as the immortal jellyfish, has an astonishing ability. It can reverse its aging process and return to the polyp stage. This phenomenon, called transdifferentiation, allows this jellyfish to be the only known organism capable of completely reversing its life cycle and being reborn.
During the filming of the movie Now You See Me, Isla Fisher nearly drowned while shooting a scene in which her character was chained and submerged in a water tank. The quick-release magnetic handcuffs did not work properly, and the chain between her legs became stuck. Fisher mentioned that the crew did not realize immediately because they thought she was giving an impressive performance.
The jaguarundi is a wild cat from the Americas that shares some characteristics with otters and weasels, such as its elongated body and small ears. They are very shy animals and are easily frightened, which makes it rare to find videos of them in their natural habitat. Birds can perch on high-voltage power lines without being electrocuted because the electrical resistance of their bodies is much greater than that of the wires. This causes electricity to preferentially flow through the wires, ignoring the bird. However, if a bird touches two wires at the same time, an electrical circuit would be created, and it could be electrocuted. FedEx, founded in 1971 by Frederick Smith, began with an innovative idea, delivering packages overnight using its own network of airplanes. However, in its early years, the company was on the brink of bankruptcy. At a critical moment, Smith made a risky decision. He used the company's last $5,000 to fly to Las Vegas and play blackjack. Remarkably, he won $27,000, which allowed FedEx to cover operating costs for one more week, giving it enough time to secure new funding. This gamble that literally saved the company is an example of how perseverance and boldness can change the course of a business. The tongue of a woodpecker is truly fascinating. It originates at the base of the skull, wraps around the back of the skull, and then moves forward through the throat before exiting through the beak. This structure allows the woodpecker to extend its tongue considerably to extract insects and larvae from holes in trees. In addition, the length and flexibility of its tongue help protect its brain from repeated impacts while drilling into trees.
Unlike most animals whose heart is located in the chest, a shrimp's heart is located in the upper part of its body, near its head. This organ pumps blood throughout the shrimp's body and is essential for its biological function.
The stairs of Mount Huashan in China are the steepest in the world. In some sections, their angle is practically 90 degrees, making them a challenge for hikers. These stairs are a tourist attraction that offers breathtaking views, but they also require a high level of physical fitness to climb.
She is Angelica Protodiakonova, a woman with very large and unusual eyebrows. She is a Russian fashion blogger who is quite famous in her country. She began wearing this peculiar style after a woman took an unflattering photo of her to post on social media and mock her thick eyebrows. She was heavily shamed, so she decided to mock the offensive comments by wearing makeup with even larger eyebrows. This way of confronting the situation turned her into a fashion icon.
In the year 2015, this man spent $1,500 and took 6 months to make a simple chicken sandwich. His name is Andy George, the host of the YouTube channel How to Make Everything. In the case of this sandwich, we can see how he grows his own garden, gets a chicken, and even milks a cow to make cheese. The goal of his videos is to make people aware of all the work behind every dish of food.
Changing the color of fire is possible by using different chemical elements. With a small amount of barium diluted in the fuel being burned, the flames burn with a green tone. Strontium, on the other hand, produces a brick red color, while copper creates a bluish color. In addition, potassium can be used to achieve lilac, sodium for a very bright orange, and lead for a bluish-white fire. However, these mixtures generate vapors that are toxic to the human body.
It is estimated that 86% of Earth's species have not yet been discovered. Despite scientific advances, the planet's biodiversity remains largely a mystery. Most of these unknown species are found in less explored habitats, such as the deep oceans and untouched tropical rainforests. Scientists estimate that there are between 5 and 10 million species in total on Earth, but only about 1.9 million have been discovered. For centuries, silk was one of China's most valuable products. It was used as a form of currency, both within the country and along international trade routes, such as the famous Silk Road. Silk grains were also used to pay tributes and salaries. The economic importance of silk was so great that the technique for producing it was kept as a state secret in China for thousands of years. Blobbing, also known as blob jump, is a water sport that has gained popularity in recent years. It consists of one person sitting at one end of a giant inflatable air mattress, while 1 or 2 people jump on the other end, catapulting the person into the water.
A jewel wasp is a species of cuckoo wasp that has the ability to turn other insects into zombies. One of its favorite meals is cockroaches. The wasps inject a substance into their victim to keep it alive while they lead it to their nest. Once there, they deposit their larva inside it, and the new wasp begins to grow from the inside, feeding on the body of the cockroach.
This is what happens when lightning strikes an airplane. First of all, you should know that this occurs very rarely. But if it does happen, airplanes are designed to withstand the impact, and passengers are not harmed at all. The airplane functions as a Faraday cage, meaning that the electrical discharge travels along the exterior of the aircraft and does not affect anything inside.
This streetlight pole in the city of Wrocław, Poland, has been overtaken by a climbing plant. It has become a major attraction at night, as its appearance looks like a ghost illuminated by the light of the pole, creating a striking visual effect that attracts tourists and locals alike.
This is what sunscreen looks like under an ultraviolet camera. When viewed through one of these special cameras, sunscreens appear almost black under ultraviolet rays, preventing the light from reflecting back to the camera. This shows that they are quite effective at protecting your skin from the sun's rays. The 5 games that generate the most money through microtransactions are Fortnite, which earns more than $5 billion per year from skins and battle passes; Genshin Impact, which surpasses $4 billion thanks to its gacha system; Honor of Kings, which brings in around $3 billion through in-game purchases;
PUBG Mobile, which exceeds $2 billion with cosmetics and upgrades, and Candy Crush Saga, with $1.2 billion from lives and boosters.
The Darwin Arch in the Galapagos Islands. This famous natural arch, located in the ocean near the Galapagos Islands, was an iconic structure known for its gateway shape until it collapsed in May of 2021, leaving only 2 pillars. It was a popular diving site known for its abundant and diverse marine life, including sharks, sea turtles, and rays. Heterochromia occurs when a person has eyes of different colors due to variations in the amount of melanin in the iris. It can be genetic, the result of a mutation, or acquired through an injury. While one eye may appear like a mysterious sapphire, the other may shine like an emerald, creating a captivating and unique look, as if you were carrying a secret in your gaze.
In Serbia, to combat environmental pollution, an innovative solution has been implemented: liquid trees. This invention, developed at the University of Belgrade, represents a biotechnological advance designed to purify the air in highly polluted urban environments, with little space for planting conventional trees. Each unit contains approximately 159 gallons of water and uses microalgae that capture carbon dioxide and produce pure oxygen through the process of photosynthesis. This solution not only helps improve air quality, but also offers a sustainable alternative for cities facing significant environmental challenges.
The elephant beetle is a remarkable insect known for its impressive horn. This black-colored beetle is covered by a layer of microscopic hairs that give it a yellowish appearance. Males have enormous horns, similar to an elephant's trunk, which they use to compete with other males of their species for food and for the opportunity to reproduce with females.
John Brower Minnick is known as the heaviest person ever recorded. He reached a weight of approximately 1,400 pounds at 37 years of age. Due to his extreme weight and delicate health, it was impossible to use a scale that was completely accurate, so this figure is only an estimate. The blue whale is the loudest animal on the planet. Its calls can reach up to 188 decibels, louder than a jet airplane during takeoff. These low-frequency calls can travel up to approximately 995 miles underwater, allowing long-distance communication between whales.
The moon exerts a strong influence on Earth in various ways. For example, its gravity prevents Earth from wobbling excessively on its axis, which helps maintain a stable climate, and it is responsible for the creation of ocean tides. In addition, the moon acts as a protective shield, since its mass attracts meteorites and part of the solar radiation. The lunar phases also have a positive effect on some animals, benefiting them in different ways depending on the species. The man you see in the photograph is the British scientist David Frederick Attenborough, and beside him is a colossal femur from a titanosaur, one of the largest and most impressive dinosaurs to have ever existed on Earth. This fossil bone was found in the Argentine province of Chubut and measures approximately 8 feet. It is estimated that the dinosaur measured around 121 feet in length and weighed about 77 short tons, and that it lived around 100 million years ago.
The Stanford Prison Experiment was a psychological study conducted in 1971 by Dr. Philip Zimbardo at Stanford University. Participants were randomly assigned roles as guards and prisoners in a simulated prison inside the basement of the psychology department. The experiment had to be stopped after only 6 days due to the abusive behavior of the guards and the emotional distress of the prisoners.
Vancouver Island in Canada is one of the few regions in the world where Kermode bears, also known as spirit bears, can be found. These bears, a subspecies of the American black bear, mainly inhabit the coastal rainforests of northwestern Canada.
This is PillCam, a tiny endoscopic camera in the shape of a pill that doctors use to take pictures of a patient's digestive tract. Once swallowed, it takes up to 2 photographs per second and even has its own LED light.
In Palau, there is a lake known as Jellyfish Lake, where thousands of golden jellyfish migrate daily across the lake following the path of the sun. The jellyfish have evolved in an isolated environment for thousands of years and are harmless to humans, allowing visitors to swim among them in a unique experience.
This is the new crazy invention by Matty Benedetto. It is a nut cooler, as he calls it. It connects directly to the air conditioning vent, and a hose leads to his private parts. It does not sound so crazy on hot summer days.
The heartbeat of a blue whale can be heard from more than approximately 2 miles away. Blue whales weigh an average of between approximately 286,000 and 330,000 pounds, and just their heart weighs around 400 pounds. With sizes like that, it is no surprise that the sound can travel so far.
Japan is known for its unique and creative arcade games. One of the most original is one in which players must cut animals. This type of game, along with many others, can be found in the numerous arcades or game centers in Japan, especially in places like Akihabara in Tokyo. Coquette fashion has its roots in French culture in 1780 and is characterized by a charming, often playful feminine style. It was originally used to describe a coquettish woman in the way she dressed and behaved. This style incorporates elegant elements and feminine details, often inspired by vintage fashion, but with a modern touch and a characteristic pink color. A blue moon is a phenomenon in which 2 full moons occur within the same calendar month. This event is relatively rare, which is where the phrase "once in a blue moon" comes from to describe something infrequent. If you drop a feather and a bowling ball in a vacuum, they would both reach the ground at the same time. This had already been argued by Galileo Galilei in 1599, but physicists were not satisfied with this and decided to test it in the largest vacuum chamber in the world at NASA facilities. In a vacuum, a phenomenon called ideal freefall occurs, meaning that with no air present, only gravity acts, causing both objects, despite having different masses, to reach the ground at the same time. The smallest flag on the planet is carved into a Canadian 1-cent coin. This tiny flag measures approximately 1/100th of the circumference of a human hair and was created using advanced nanotechnology techniques.
Mythical Rocket, a 16-year-old, has set the unofficial record for writing the greatest number of words in 1 minute, reaching 305 words per minute. This is significantly faster than what most people can read. The femur, located in the thigh, is the longest and strongest bone in the human body. It provides structural support and allows locomotion by connecting the hip to the knee. Paso Los Caracoles is the impressive route in the Andes mountain range that features 29 curves. This fascinating road offers spectacular views and has become a popular destination for nature and adventure lovers, attracting tourists from all over the world. The first known and documented language is Sumerian, which emerged in Mesopotamia around 3100 before Christ. Although it is not used in everyday life, it has survived in texts and academic studies. However, Tamil, with more than 2,000 years of history, is the oldest language that is still actively used. Originating in southern India, it continues to be the mother tongue of millions, preserving a rich literary and cultural tradition. You are looking at the Paris Navigating Gym, a project for a human-powered floating gym. It is a fitness vessel approximately 66 feet long that can accommodate up to 45 people, where the passengers themselves are responsible for generating the energy needed for navigation. This is possible thanks to the use of special electric bicycles connected to the boat's electric motor. The project was created by the architectural studio Carlo Ratti Associati in 2016. However, it has not yet become a reality. The hairy frogfish, or Antennaria striatus, is one of the most effective predators in the ocean. Its bite is extremely fast, allowing it to capture its prey in less than the blink of an eye. In addition, its skin has camouflage that resembles reefs and corals, making it almost invisible to nearby fish. This is how soil is extracted at about 115 feet deep at a construction site in downtown Vancouver, using telescopic machinery. This technology allows great depths to be reached and large amounts of earth to be moved efficiently. Princess Juliana International Airport, located on the island of St. Martin in the Caribbean, is famous for a unique and thrilling feature. Its runway is located very close to the beach, allowing visitors to experience up close the exciting moment when airplanes fly directly overhead. Hanami is a Japanese tradition that means viewing flowers and refers to observing cherry blossoms during spring. Generally, the sakura season runs from late March to early May. During this time, people gather in parks and gardens to have picnics under blooming cherry trees and celebrate the arrival of spring. Meet the wonderpus octopus. It lives in shallow waters of Indonesia, the Philippines, and Vanuatu. Its elongated eyes are characteristic of the species. Part of its name comes from the German word wunderbar, which means marvel. This octopus has the ability to mimic other marine animals to camouflage itself, and its body patterns become more complex as it ages. This man is considered the best ham slicer in the world and earns a great deal of money doing it. His name is Lorenzo Sanchidrian, a Spaniard who has been slicing Iberian hams for more than 30 years. His fee is about 4,000 United States dollars to slice a single ham leg. He has performed for celebrities and is invited to important events to showcase his unique skill of slicing ham.
Mountain goats are known for their agility and ability to climb steep cliffs and rocky terrain. They can climb thanks to the elastic pads on their hooves, which provide traction and allow them to grip uneven surfaces, as well as their excellent balance, which lets them move confidently across difficult terrain.
Cruise ships can become so large that when they pass by beaches or shorelines, they can create mini tsunamis. This is due to the amount of water they move while sailing, which then returns to its original position with great force. To give you an idea, cruise ships can measure approximately 1,148 feet in length, about 164 feet in height, and weigh around 187,000 short tons. What you see on your screen is the stingers of hundreds of mosquitoes trying to bite this person's finger through the mesh.
In the Hesteland Valley in Norway, unusual lights have been observed floating in the sky. These lights appear irregularly and have been the subject of scientific studies since the 1980s. Although several theories have been proposed, such as the combustion of mining dust and the breakdown of radon, the phenomenon is still not fully understood.
Presidents have the authority to declassify secret documents in order to promote transparency or protect national interests. It is comparable to playing the role of history detectives, revealing hidden secrets to the public. They can do this at strategic moments, such as when the information no longer represents a current threat, or when the public needs to be informed about important decisions.
After years of economic instability, Ecuador decided to abandon its national currency, the sucre, in the year 2000 and adopted the United States dollar as its official currency. This dollarization was a drastic measure to control inflation and stabilize the economy. However, it also limited the country's ability to manage its own monetary policy. To this day, the change remains a topic of debate in Ecuador, with significant pros and cons.
Scientists can listen to stars using techniques from astroseismology, which studies oscillations caused by sound waves moving through stars. These vibrations provide clues about the composition and internal structure of stars, similar to how seismologists study earthquakes to learn about Earth's interior. Migratory birds use an incredible combination of senses to find their way. They orient themselves using the sun, the stars, and Earth's magnetic field. They also recognize landscape features and smell their surroundings to adjust their route. It is as if they have a built-in natural GPS and an internal compass, allowing them to make epic journeys across continents with astonishing precision. When we are hungry, your stomach is empty and your body tells you that you need to eat. To communicate this, your stomach makes noises called borborygmi. These sounds are caused by movements in your stomach and the release of liquids and gases. It is as if your stomach were saying, "I need food."
Salt, or sodium chloride, is the only mineral that is consumed directly as a seasoning in daily food. Although there are other minerals essential for health, such as calcium, potassium, iron, and magnesium, these are found in foods and are consumed indirectly through a balanced diet and not as pure minerals.
After the discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb in 1922, several members of the excavation team died under mysterious circumstances, which fueled the legend of the pharaoh's curse. This belief suggested that anyone who disturbed the eternal rest of a pharaoh would face severe consequences.
Kogoro Kurata is a Japanese artist known for his work creating giant robots that can be piloted from the inside. This particular robot, called Arcax, is his most recent creation. It stands approximately 15 feet tall and weighs more than 3 short tons. A colossus like this does not come cheap. If you want one, you will have to pay no less than $2.7 million.
Atlanterhavsveien is the road that cuts through the Atlantic. This route in Norway defies the Scandinavian climate, connecting the island of Avarøya with the mainland through 8 impressive bridges in open sea. It is not without reason that it is considered one of the most dangerous roads in the world.
The Mariana Trench is the deepest point in the oceans ever known to this day. The pressure exerted by the water is so extreme that not even the best-equipped submarines have been able to explore its depths. However, this has not stopped certain individuals from trying. The only recorded measurement is nearly 36,090 feet deep, deeper than Mount Everest, which measures just over 26,247 feet in height.
The United States experiences the highest number of tornadoes in the world, with an average of 800 to 1,000 tornadoes per year. The region known as Tornado Alley is particularly prone to these phenomena due to the combination of warm, humid air from the Gulf of Mexico,
cold air from the Arctic, and dry air from the Rocky Mountains. This mix of air masses creates ideal conditions for the formation of supercells, which are the most powerful and destructive storms.
The Karl Storrs is an astonishing diving vessel that can clean the seabed. This ship has a bell that descends to the seafloor, creating a capsule and using an overpressure system to dry the bottom, allowing workers to walk underwater. This work is carried out in the Netherlands to keep rivers clean. Although it may seem like a simple job, workers face very difficult conditions, including the use of compressed air and enduring extreme temperatures, from the scorching heat of summer to the freezing cold of winter.
Neuschwanstein Castle, located among green hills and lush forests in Germany, is famous for having inspired Walt Disney in the design of the iconic Sleeping Beauty castle at Disneyland. Each year, around 1.5 million tourists visit this majestic castle. However, for safety reasons, photography is not allowed inside, and the guided tours that reveal the secrets of this fairy tale-like place last 35 minutes.
The island of Flevoland in the Netherlands is the largest artificial island in the world, created through land reclamation from the sea and the construction of dikes and drainage systems. Much of the island is dedicated to agriculture, with extensive fields of vegetables, flowers, and fruit trees. It also contains protected natural areas, such as Oostvaardersplassen, a national park that is home to a variety of birds, mammals, and other wildlife species.
The lunar replica by Luke Jerram, known as the Museum of the Moon, has a scale of 1 to 500,000 and measures approximately 23 feet in diameter. It is made using detailed images from NASA. This moon travels around the world, making appearances in museums and galleries.
Baby sea turtles coordinate to be born at the same time. The more developed hatchlings in the nest send signals to the rest of the eggs, so they speed up their growth and develop at the same time. This is the reason why all the eggs hatch almost simultaneously.
Flyboarding is an extreme water sport invented in 2012 by French jet ski racer Frankie Zapata. Since then, it has spread all over the world. Although some people practice it for fun, there are also competitions with special rules. To propel the rider upward, a special board under their feet ejects 2 powerful jets of water, allowing them to move and perform tricks at approximately 49 feet in height. This electric fly swatter makes hunting mosquitoes a fun activity. The WinFun Game Swatter is a strange fly swatter that plays sounds every time a mosquito is zapped, making the experience feel like a video game. The device features 13 different sounds with double and triple impact combos. In addition, it tells you how many points you have depending on the mosquitoes you have electrocuted. The Pazzi Pizzeria in Paris is the first fully autonomous pizzeria in the world. It was created by Sebastian Rovero and is completely automated. The entire process from dough preparation to service and payment is carried out by robots. The main robot, also called Pazzi, can prepare up to 80 pizzas per hour and offers more than 35 customizable ingredients. The pizzeria has become so popular that it has opened a second location in Ceres, near Paris.
In Denmark, there is a Museum of Happiness. It is located in Copenhagen and was inaugurated by the country's Happiness Research Institute. This place is dedicated to improving the well-being and quality of life of Danes through the development of strategies. Its goal is to share data about the factors that are genuinely important for feeling good.
The floating mountains from the movie Avatar were inspired by a real place on our planet, Zhangjiajie National Forest Park in China. In fact, one of the park's most iconic rock formations, known as the Southern Sky Column, looks so similar to the mountains in the film that it was renamed Avatar Hallelujah Mountain in honor of the movie. This strategy undoubtedly attracted many more tourists to the area, a tactic that turned out to be a great success.
Let me introduce you to the most expensive gaming chair in the world, the Cooler Master Orb X. With a price of $25,000, this chair is the ideal option for video game enthusiasts. Its futuristic design includes a 34-inch curved monitor integrated into a structure that isolates you from noise, distractions, and all of life's problems. It is the perfect combination of comfort and cutting-edge technology for an immersive gaming experience.
The Shaozai Tenkang, also known as the Heavenly Pit, is the largest and deepest sinkhole in the world. It is located in Fengjie County, in the municipality of Chongqing, China. This impressive sinkhole has a depth of approximately 2,172 feet, a length of around 2,054 feet, and a width close to 1,762 feet.
One of the countries with the greatest number of beaches in the world is Australia. It has around 11,000 beaches.
among which we can highlight the Queensland region, the famous Whitehaven Beach on Whitsunday Island, and in New South Wales, the well-known Bondi Beach in Sydney. Meanwhile, the coast of Victoria is home to the scenic Great Ocean Road, which offers stunning beaches such as Bells Beach.
Considered the coldest activity in the world, the polar plunge is an event held in winter in which participants immerse themselves in cold water, often for charitable purposes. This event takes place in various parts of the world, such as the United States, Canada, the Netherlands, and New Zealand, but the most popular ones are in Antarctica and the Arctic, where water temperatures can drop below 36 degrees Fahrenheit. Learnability is a key skill in the digital era and refers to the ability to acquire and apply new knowledge quickly and effectively. In addition to being a technical skill, it involves curiosity, resilience, and the ability to unlearn outdated concepts in order to adopt innovative approaches. This skill is essential in a constantly changing work environment, as continuous learning ensures relevance and professional competitiveness. Predicted by Einstein in his theory of general relativity, gravitational waves are ripples in the fabric of spacetime caused by catastrophic events such as the collision of black holes. Their detection in 2015 opened a new era in astronomy. Located in the town of Fiskars, an art and design hub in southwestern Finland, there is a tree cabin built with sustainable materials. This cabin, known as Koya, is the first project from the Pole Star Design Competition to be brought into reality. Its ingenious structure is designed to grip the trunk of a tree just below the canopy, avoiding any damage to the tree. The innovative design offers a perfect panoramic view of the surrounding trees thanks to its glass facade, creating an extraordinary immersive experience in the middle of nature. UY Scuti is the largest star we have discovered so far. It is so large that, if it were in the place of our Sun, its surface would reach the orbit of Saturn. In the tri-border region of Slovakia, Austria, and Hungary, there is a unique picnic table located exactly at the point where the three countries meet. This table is situated in an easily accessible natural area and is a popular spot for those who want to enjoy an outdoor meal while literally being in three countries at the same time. In addition, the table is a symbol of cooperation and peace among these neighboring nations. The theme song of The X-Files was composed by Mark Snow. According to an anecdote, Snow composed the music by accident while resting his elbow on the keyboard of his synthesizer, with the echo effect turned on. The producers liked it so much that they decided to adopt it for the series.
Leonardo da Vinci wrote all his notes in mirror writing, meaning backwards, so they could only be read with a mirror. However, when he wrote letters to others, he did so in a conventional way. In addition, many scholars believe Leonardo da Vinci showed characteristics of dyslexia, such as erratic writing and a tendency to leave projects unfinished.
The Maldives are the lowest country in the world, with an average elevation of only about 4 feet and 11 inches above sea level. This makes them particularly vulnerable to rising sea levels.
In three-dimensional printers, surprising applications have been developed, and one of them is food printing. This is possible thanks to emerging technologies that use edible ingredients instead of plastic. They are capable of creating customized shapes and textures using ingredients such as chocolate, pizza dough, ground meat, mashed potatoes, and more. Josh Weinstein, former writer and producer of The Simpsons, has shared on his social media a guide to the style they use to draw the characters. It includes rules and examples of how to draw expressions, smiles, and hair, in this case, Lisa's. On the Kola Peninsula in Russia are the Manpupu nerve pillars, 7 giant rock formations that rise dramatically from the tundra floor. Considered sacred by local indigenous peoples, these pillars are the result of the erosion of much older mountains and represent an impressive spectacle in a remote and desolate landscape. This large hole is the San Pedro sinkhole. It is a curious geological formation located in Aragon, Spain. It has a diameter of about 328 feet and an impressive depth of approximately 354 feet. At the bottom, there is a microclimate that has given rise to unique biodiversity, and despite being in the middle of an arid and inhospitable environment, the San Pedro sinkhole is home to more than 20 animal species.
If humans were capable of hearing frequencies lower than 20 Hz, we would be able to hear our own muscles moving. Every car you have ever seen came to life from a block of clay. No matter how much time has passed or how advanced technology becomes, car manufacturers still design their vehicles using a full-scale model to see how they will look in real life. They use a wooden frame and foam on which they sculpt the car's shape with clay.
It is a very costly craft, and creating this model can cost thousands of dollars. Caffeine has great benefits for humans as long as it is consumed in moderation. But did you know that it is toxic to a large number of animals? Scientists say that birds, dogs, cats, mollusks, insects, and spiders cannot tolerate it. Symptoms can range from agitation and rapid heartbeat to, in the most severe cases, death.
Poodoos are the smallest deer in the world and are native to South America. There are two species, the northern poodoo and the southern poodoo. The northern poodoo measures approximately between 12 and 14 inches in height and between 28 and 33 inches in length, while the southern poodoo reaches between 14 and 18 inches in height. Due to their tiny size and the destruction of their habitat, both species are classified as vulnerable to extinction.
What you are seeing now is a prototype of a small go-kart made from a Volkswagen Beetle. It was created by Mexican designers from Adelka Studio. They used the fenders, headlights, and turn signals of the Beetle to create this elegant design. Unfortunately, what you see are only images, since this project has not yet reached production stages. But the team assures that this vehicle will be fully functional and ready sooner than we think.
The GPS, Global Positioning System, was originally developed by the United States Department of Defense for military use. It was made available to the public in 1983, after a Korean passenger airplane was accidentally shot down after deviating from its route. Today, GPS is an indispensable tool in navigation, allowing users around the world to find precise locations with an error margin of only a few meters.
The number pi is present in all beehives in the world. The reason is that the queen bee lays eggs and fertilizes them following what in mathematics is known as the Fibonacci sequence, which consists of a series in which each number is equal to the sum of the two previous numbers. Because of this, if you divide the number of female bees in a hive by the number of male bees, you will always obtain 3.14.
The planet Neptune has the strongest winds in the solar system. It has been discovered that it can have gusts of up to approximately 1,243 miles per hour, making it a hostile and fascinating place for astronomical research.
These curious potassium ponds are located in the Utah Desert in the United States. They are artificial and managed by the company Intrepid Potash, which is headquartered in Denver. They are created to collect a potassium-rich salt used in agricultural fertilizers. The blue color comes from an added dye that helps absorb sunlight and speeds up evaporation, which usually takes about 300 days. These ponds measure approximately 0.58 square miles and are lined with rubber to contain the salts. On the island of Lesbos in Greece, this natural park is home to a fossilized forest with petrified trees dating back more than 20 million years. The petrified trunks are evidence of a time when the region's climate was subtropical and a volcanic eruption covered them with ash, preserving them to this day. Flamenco, an art form that combines music, singing, and dance, originated in Andalusia, Spain, in the late 18th century, influenced by various cultures, including Romani, Moorish, and Jewish traditions. Flamenco is an expression of passion and intense emotion, recognized by UNESCO as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Flamenco remains an integral part of Spanish culture and is celebrated in festivals and performances around the world. The barcode, invented in 1951 by Norman Joseph Woodland and Bernard Silver, revolutionized the retail industry by allowing rapid identification and tracking of products. The first product ever scanned with a barcode was a pack of chewing gum in 1974. Today, the barcode is an indispensable tool in inventory and sales management worldwide, used on almost all consumer products.
Baby platypuses are among the few animals that, in addition to hatching from an egg, feed from their mother during the first months of their lives. The eggs take 10 days to incubate outside, after 28 days inside the mother. This is what inspired the artist Vladimir Matic to create this beautiful adaptation of a newborn platypus.
The emperor penguin is the tallest bird in the world and is native to Antarctica. The emperor penguin has a height of just over 3 feet and a weight of up to approximately 99 pounds. They are known for their ability to survive in extreme conditions and for their skill in diving into deep waters in search of food. In addition, they are famous for their impressive courtship rituals and their parental care.
This Canadian artist creates impressive works of art on wood. Over the years, he has completed more than 400 wood-burning commissions and has shipped his art all over the world.
Lungfish can remain out of water for up to several months.
This is because, in addition to gills, they possess organs similar to lungs that allow them to breathe air. This helps them survive in rivers with fluctuating water levels. There is an island in the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of Canada, known for its elongated shape called Sable Island. It is completely uninhabited and has no stores, restaurants, or infrastructure. The only surprising thing it has is between 200 and 500 horses that live on the island. The Pink Lake, locally known as Lac Redba, is located north of the Senegalese peninsula of Cape Verde, to the northeast of the African country. The pink description comes from the color of its waters, which become especially pinkish during the dry season. This is due to an algae called Denaliella salina that produces a red pigment to absorb sunlight. The high level of salinity allows people to float easily, similar to what happens in the Dead Sea. In Iceland, there is a very curious traditional dish called hakarl, which consists of fermented and dried Greenland shark meat. The fermentation and drying process can last several months, and the result is a food with an extremely strong and distinctive taste and smell. This dish is known for its powerful ammonia aroma and intense flavor, making it a culinary challenge for many. This is Ali Barber's Cave Restaurant on Diani Beach, Kenya. It's basically a cave that was remodeled to set up a restaurant. Most of the site retains its natural form, except for the kitchen and the restroom, which had to undergo a construction process. On the restaurant's menu, you can find an extensive selection of wines and cocktails. This cave, approximately 80,000 years old, has become an impressive spot for lovers of unique dining experiences. The viral short film Save Ralph was made using stop motion. This production was promoted by the organization Humane Society International to support a campaign seeking to ban cosmetic product testing on animals. Several artists participated in the creation of the sets and the lovable main character. They made a three-dimensional model of Ralph's head and designed his face so it would move organically and naturally during the animation. In addition, the short film was directed by American filmmaker Spencer Susser. Scott Weider holds the Guinness record for driving the fastest quarter mile in reverse. It took him 1 minute and 15 seconds, and his top speed was approximately 56 miles per hour. He achieved this in a controlled environment. Hong Kong has more skyscrapers than any other city in the world, with approximately 558. These skyscrapers not only house offices, but also residences, hotels, and shopping centers. This is Tropical Islands, the largest indoor water park in the world, located in a former hangar that was once the largest airport of the German Democratic Republic. This impressive park features an artificial rainforest of approximately 107,640 square feet that houses around 600 plant species, an exotic butterfly house, a white sand beach, and many other unique attractions. The movie The Matrix had a significant impact on fashion and popular culture. The cyberpunk fashion style of the film, characterized by black leather coats, futuristic sunglasses, and an industrial aesthetic, influenced urban fashion and fashion design in the 1990s. The island of Borneo is the third largest island in the world and is divided among 3 countries: Indonesia, Malaysia, and Brunei. Indonesia controls approximately 73% of the island, while Malaysia and Brunei share the rest. There are stainless steel soaps that, when combined with water, can neutralize strong odors, such as garlic and fish. However, you can achieve the same result by rubbing your hands with a spoon. Nevertheless, it does not clean like real soap and only serves to eliminate odor. Meet Esther, the first full-scale human training robot. Using high-resolution cameras and computer vision algorithms, this wheelchair-equipped robot can track tennis balls and return them to players. Robots like Esther could revolutionize how athletes train in the game of tennis. Although Earth is the only known planet that supports life, Titan and Ganymede, moons of Jupiter and Saturn respectively, have more water than Earth. However, this water is found beneath oceans of methane, ammonia, and thick layers of ice. What you see on screen is not a common space station. It is the first luxury hotel in space, the Von Braun Station. Its capacity will be approximately 1,312 people, and it will have everything a 5-star hotel has: rooms, restaurants, movie theaters, and much more. All of this in near zero gravity. It is scheduled to open in the year 2027, and its price has yet to be announced. The bee hummingbird, also known as the elf of the bees, is considered the smallest bird in the world. Its weight ranges between approximately 0.056 and 0.07 ounces. This tiny bird is native to Cuba and is found mainly on the Isle of Youth and in some areas of the main island. Food in space not only has to be nutritious, it must also be safe and easy to eat in a microgravity environment. Meals are often dehydrated and packaged in tubes or special pouches. Astronauts also report that their sense of taste changes in space, which can make them prefer stronger and spicier foods. The island of Santorini in Greece is known for its stunning views, black sand beaches, and white villages with blue domes. These features are the result of an ancient volcanic eruption that occurred around the year 1600 before Christ. The Messerschmitt KR200, also known as the Kabinenroller, is a three-wheeled microcar manufactured in Germany after the Second World War. This car had a 10-horsepower engine and could reach a top speed of approximately 56 miles per hour. Its compact design and unique appearance made it look like a friendly little robot. The manufacturing process for car floor mats generally includes heating and inflating a plastic sheet, placing it over a mold, and then vacuuming out the air to shape it.
Rowan Atkinson, famous for his role as Mr. Bean, studied electrical engineering at the University of Newcastle before fully dedicating himself to acting. He later continued his education at the University of Oxford, where he earned a master's degree in science. Adamstown in the Pitcairn Islands is one of the most remote cities in the world and is more than approximately 1,305 miles away from the nearest city.
Ray Manzarek, the keyboardist of The Doors, wrote a novel in which he describes how the death of lead singer Jim Morrison was actually a hoax, allowing him to start a new life with a different identity. Although the characters in the book have different names, it is clear that this is the subject he is referring to. Water in space behaves differently due to microgravity. Surface tension and capillary effects are used to move fluids more efficiently. Dolphins shed their skin approximately every 2 hours. This constant renewal helps keep their skin smooth and shiny, which is crucial for their excellent aerodynamics. In comparison, humans also shed the top layer of our skin, but dolphins do it about 9 times faster.
Yellowstone National Park is the first national park in the world, established in 1872. Located in the United States, it was the first national park ever designated. It is famous for its geysers, hot springs, and a wide diversity of wildlife, including bison, bears, and wolves. Yellowstone also contains unique ecosystems and is a major tourist destination.
Cleopatra, the last queen of the Ptolemaic dynasty, is recognized for her intelligence and linguistic abilities. She ascended to the throne at the age of 17 and spoke at least 9 languages, including Greek, Egyptian, Aramaic, Syriac, Median, Parthian, Hebrew, Ethiopian, and Arabic. In addition, she was the first of her dynasty to learn the Egyptian language, which allowed her to communicate directly with her people. Cleopatra also received an exceptional education in various disciplines. Her knowledge and skills made her one of the most accomplished women of her time.
The mud volcanoes of Azerbaijan. The country is home to approximately half of the world's mud volcanoes. These volcanoes are cooler than lava volcanoes and erupt with a mixture of water and minerals, which can be spectacular and at the same time less destructive than a typical lava eruption. They are geologically important because they emit gases such as methane and can form temporary islands. Meryl Streep has been nominated for the Oscar 21 times, making her the most nominated actress in the history of the Academy Awards. She has been nominated 17 times for Best Actress and 4 times for Best Supporting Actress, winning 3 awards throughout her career. This is how personal Macintosh computers were transported in 1984.
James O'Donoghue, a former NASA collaborator, created an animation that shows what Earth would look like if the oceans disappeared. The absence of water would allow 70% of the planet's surface, which is currently submerged, to emerge. Even hidden mountain ranges and canyons would become visible.
In some parts of the world, on specific dates, the Uber transportation service offers the option of traveling aboard a helicopter, Uber Chopper, although it is a bit more expensive than traditional transportation services.
This is how chocolate ice pops are made. First, nuts are added to the hot chocolate mixture. Then the pops are dipped into the mixture and left hanging to remove excess chocolate and ensure they freeze properly.
The transit of Venus is a rare astronomical phenomenon in which the planet Venus passes directly between Earth and the Sun, appearing as a small black dot moving across the surface of the Sun.
The city with the highest concentration of Rolls-Royce vehicles is Dubai, in the United Arab Emirates. With its enormous oil wealth and a culture of luxury and extravagance, Dubai has attracted a large number of luxury cars, including Rolls-Royce, which are symbols of status. This device projects your head onto a group of screens that form a head. It was designed to replace people who cannot be physically present at a conference. The blue color of Facebook was chosen by its creator, Mark Zuckerberg, due to his colorblindness. In an interview, Zuckerberg mentioned that blue is the color he can distinguish best.
If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it and share it with your friends. Subscribe so you don't miss more interesting content. Leave your comments and click on any of these videos. See you next time.